Hey guys, Kirby with another episode of Questions with Kirby, which kind of sounds weird, doesn't it? Anyway, this week the question is, Kirby, how can I get motivated and focus on one thing while I'm dealing with many things at the moment, including sick kids? Now, this is a question that of all of the questions I get, because I've got 3 kids at home, I've got a wife at home, and it's pretty tough sometimes to juggle all of this, growing a business and traveling and, still making time to be disciplined and diligent about connecting with my kids, connecting with my wife, and still outside of all of that, having time for myself too. Because if there's one thing that I've observed, certainly over my travels, is that so many business owners don't have enough self-time. In fact, when was the last time you had just self-time, time to yourself, before kids, before partners, significant others, family members, friends, where you took you out on a date and went for a massage or a game of golf or whatever it is for you? It's often something that people haven't had for a long time. And so this whole concept of staying motivated whilst everything's going on around you is really important. And when I hear motivation, what I really hear is get stuff done. Like really, if I think about what motivation means for me, it's that I get in and I get it done and I move on to something else and we get a result. So I don't know what motivation refers to in the sense of this question, because I don't have any more context than the question itself. But if motivation is turn up and go, then this will hopefully help you to do that, okay? So where it all starts, if you haven't done it already, go and download your predictable growth quadrant from the website, from businessgrowthco.com.au, because you got to get clear. The first thing about motivation and knowing where you have to focus your energy and making sure you maintain that momentum is knowing what direction you're going. Because if you don't even know where you're going, then you're going to be all over the place. I always talk about in the Olympics, they've got shooting events and they've got shotguns and they've got rifles. And from 100 yards or 100 meters, which one is more accurate? And the answer is the sniper rifle is more accurate because it's more defined and it's more targeted towards where it needs to go. And that's what I'm referring to when I'm talking about clarity, about being clear on what that path needs to look like. Because when you're clear, that will eliminate so much of the noise, because you're going to know where you need to focus your energy, and you're going to know where you need to focus your attention and your time and your expertise in your life, in your business, in your family, in your health, in your finances. Every aspect of your life and business improves when you have clarity. Okay, so that's number one. So if you haven't yet done so, go and download the Predictable Growth Quadrant. It's literally a 1-page plan. Take a couple of hours to complete it. Get your thoughts on there, and that will really make the biggest difference straight away, no doubt. Next thing, once you've done that, you're going to know what is important. When you've got that plan and you've got your vision lined up, and you know what that North Star looks like, and you know what it needs to look like 1 year from now, and you're clear on what your priorities are for the next 90 days, then you're going to know what you need to do this week. And when you look at your weekly activities and then you look at your schedule and you go, right, I've got like 10 activities that I need to complete this week, and I've got X amount of time outside of the commitments I've made to my family. It becomes much easier for you then to look at that list of 10 and say, right, what is the priority here? What is the needle mover? For example, if I want to create sales revenue for my business this week, and that's part of my 7-day activities, well, then I know that I need to make a certain number of calls, or meet a certain number of people, or turn up an event, or do more videos. So what is the first thing that you need to do? And make sure you put that first. Oftentimes people talk about doing the hardest thing first, and up to your individual circumstances which way you like to play this. But if it's eating the frog, as the old saying goes, then go eat the frog and get that big chunk out of the way, but don't allow yourself to get stuck in overwhelm by not putting the first thing first, okay? Next thing, schedule it. The whole power of the predictable growth quadrant and the one-page plan is that in that bottom column, you end up with the 7-day activities. You just literally transfer those 7-day activities straight to your schedule, and you schedule it. And when you're scheduling it, block time is your friend. So I don't go, you know what, I'm gonna do a bit of this and a bit of that and a bit of this and a bit of that. I literally focus on a block of time for video content, a block of time for podcasting, a block of time for client calls, a block of time for service calls, a block of time for making sales. Everything in my schedule is using that methodology of block time. Now, when we talk about block time, another thing you might want to consider is being really strategic about the time that you have. So some people are really powerful in the morning and have great energy in the morning and great clarity and great gusto. Some people are fantastic in the afternoon. They come good once they've had 17 cups of coffee. And I don't know about you, I'm not a coffee drinker per se. So what I do in my business is I have all of my client appointments for coaching clients and training calls in the mornings. So between Monday and Thursday, we have 3 calls per day from 9 a.m. to lunchtime with a half-hour gap between. Fridays is completely free because I like to have the flexibility of taking some time out with the kids, going for lunch with Ramika, or spending time on the business. So that is how I structure my diary. So my mornings are all client facing. Now I go and have a lunch, and I can have lunch on my own, I can have lunch with clients, and then the afternoon is strategic. The afternoon is rubber on the road, doing the things that need to get done, putting the first things first, making the content, getting out there to the marketplace and showing up with more value, okay? So block time will be your friend in order to keep you motivated, in order to keep you building momentum, all right? Now, finally, and most importantly, you can have all the block time that you like and you can have the best schedule that you like, but if your devices keep ringing, if your phone keeps beeping, if your email notifications keep flashing up on the screen, then you're going to struggle to stay on top because you're going to be distracted. And distraction is the enemy of productivity, and it's certainly the enemy of building momentum and creating an environment where you feel inspired and motivated, because you'll feel like you're not getting anything done. So go to your notification settings on your phones, switch off all of your notifications. Go to your email notification settings on your computer, switch them off. Your calendar, switch them off. Get rid of anything that you would deem a distraction. Social media notifications, get rid of them. And in your diary, if we talk about block time, block in your schedule email time, phone call time, voicemail time. Make sure your voicemail is reflective of your schedule. So if you know you're going to check your phone at lunchtime, literally you're going to switch your phone off when you get to your desk in the morning or whatever your line of work is, that you switch that phone off and you say, you know what? I control my day, not somebody else. So I'm going to switch this off for now. And at lunchtime, I've scheduled in 15 minutes to return all of my voicemails and return all of my calls. Your voicemail should reflect that. So your voicemail should say, hey, thanks so much for calling me. Leave me a message and a name and a return number. I'll be checking my voicemails at lunchtime, and I'll come back to you by time X. Close the business today, close the business tomorrow, whatever it might be. That then sets a great expectation with the person who's on the other end of the call, so they know, you know what, I know that I'm going to get a call back by end of today. The important thing is though that you put a time on it, because if you say, I'll call you back as soon as I possibly can, what do people expect nowadays? It is a world of instant gratification. So if someone calls you at 10:33 a.m. and they leave a message saying, hey John, it's Kirby, can you come back to me as soon as possible? And the voicemail has given them that expectation. In 1 hour's time, I'm saying, geez, why hasn't the call come back? I expected that they'd be better. Maybe they don't want my business. Maybe I'm not important to them. And then that story starts to play. Whereas if I know clearly, you know what, John's going to call me back by 5 o'clock tonight, I just get about my day, John gets about his day, and at the end of the day, John returns all of his voicemails. That works really well, and I can't tell you how much more control you'll get over your day. Now, when you've got that level of control over your time, it makes it really, really easy for you to get more done. And when you get more done, you'll create more momentum, and with more momentum comes achievement and the sense of motivation. I hope that helps you. Now, if you've got any more questions, by all means, love to hear them. Shoot me a DM, send me a private message, whatever your platform is, comment below the video, or you can email anthony@anthonykirby.com and we'll get to it in one of our future episodes. Remember that if you've liked this, please share it. It's really useful for me if more people get to see the content that I produce, and make sure that you subscribe so you don't miss out on any future episodes. Until next time, leave everyone better than you found them. I'm Kirby, you're you. I'll see you next time.